Alright, welcome back to another video of everything I watched, July edition. I started the month with a couple films with my friend. We first off started watching In Time, something I have watched before and I loved it. Coincidentally, Cillian Murphy is also in this film. I always found the entire concept of this film so interesting, with the whole time is basically money, you know, and the way characters die is hilarious. Then we went on to watch Twilight, a movie that I have never watched like from the beginning to end, and this viewing did not change it because we both fell asleep halfway watching this film. See, I don't think I'll ever watch it. But then the final film we watched together was Unfaithful, which we both really enjoyed. I really loved the scene in particular where the husband was with the dude the wife was cheating on, just like when they were both interacting. Mad how the dude was like so upfront with everything. Like, I'd have been a bit discreet with some of the information, but yeah, the film was really nice. I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie, and I just went crazy from this point with the films I was watching. I went on to go and watch Cape Fear with Robert De Niro, one of the greatest directors I've seen. See, I've been sleeping on Robert De Niro, man. I know he's done some really questionable roles. Even this film too, his role was a bit questionable, I'm not gonna lie, but man, his acting range is crazy. But yeah, speaking of this film, he was just an absolute weirdo in this film. I tried my very best to sympathize with him in this and just accept he was going out for revenge, but the guy was just a goner at some point. And also Martin Scorsese, a goated film director. Then I went on to go watch The Revenant, which is just a phenomenal movie with the atmosphere, the visuals, the cinematography. It's just a beautifully shot movie. Leonardo DiCaprio was just really good in this film. Guy really turned into Daryl for this movie. Likewise Tom Hardy. Those were like the two standout performers. I missed a lot of the story in this film because Prime doesn't have the English subtitles for the part that they weren't speaking English, which was just so weird. Also, the FX team, shout out to them. They did a really good job with some of the injuries that Tom Cruise, how am I calling him Tom Cruise? With some of the injuries that Leonardo DiCaprio went through in that fight with the bed. But this film is really bad with his story. Like, I won't say it's bad with his storytelling. I didn't feel the emotion when Tom Hardy killed Leonardo's son. Like, I didn't feel that. So like, it didn't make me feel satisfaction at the end. So yeah, that just affected my experience in the film. But like every other thing, amazing. Then I watched Traffic, which is a drug film and has Benicio del Toro from Sicario. Gosh, that entire arc, I did not understand a single thing because it was in Spanish, and Prime Video yet again didn't have subtitles for the Spanish bits. The other two storylines with like the other one was like with Michael Douglas and his daughter, who is like, he's trying to like stop the war on drugs, but his daughter takes drugs. Credit for him what he did at the end. But my favorite story point was the one with Stephen Boaz. I don't think I got his name right. He was in Scarface, his wife trying to help him come out from custody. That plot, that entire arc was just the most entertaining one for me. Don Cheadle is in it, likewise Luis Guzman. They were also like involved in that arc too. And the funniest bit was when they just killed that witness, poisoned him, and they just proceeded to celebrate his death in court. Like, doesn't that make you look guilty? Then took the tone down and I watched Cocktail with Tom Cruise, and this is a movie I wanted to watch for a really long time because of Rick and Morty, and this film is just weird. Rick tricked me, by the way. This film started off with Tom Cruise wanting to be a bartender on his grind and trying to like, you know, go up the ranks, but it just changed to a love story. I know it's just generic and stuff, but guess what? I still enjoyed myself watching this film, even though it's not that good. Then I watched Vicky, Cristina, Barcelona. Javier Bardem and Rebecca Hall, they had like some of the best, like the love story between both of them at the start, which was amazing. But then Penelope Cruz got introduced and it just took this film to a whole nother level. Just the two of them, the relationship, Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem, their relationship in this film was just amazing. Like, it was this toxic chemistry. Like, you just have to watch this film to feel what I'm talking about. It's just amazing. Carla Johansson is also in this film. She's one of the weaker parts of it in my opinion, and she was just more of like a plot device, but besides that, this film is phenomenal. And then I went on to go watch Dirty Harry. There's literally no pattern in the types of films I've been watching, but I swear it gets consistent from here. This film was just ahead of its time. I loved it so much, and I suspect that this film influenced cinema and paved the way for movies that came out after this. I got a lot of Indiana Jones vibes here and there, a lot of them. And the whole school bus scene had me wheezing. Oh my god, this random dude comes into the school bus, makes his kids sing, and punches that guy in the face. Like, it was just a funny scene. Overall, a 10 out of 10. And how could I forget to mention Clint Eastwood? This guy is just an entertainer. He's so good at his job. Then I watched 12 Years a Slave, and I have to start off by saying that Timmy deserved everything he got. Me too, I'd have beaten that guy. The cast of this film was just really good. My Nigerian boy Chiwetel Ejiofor, messed that up. He really put on an Oscar-winning performance. He got nominated, as we know. Haven't watched Dallas Buyers Club. Props to my guy Matthew McConaughey, to be honest. I love him. But there were 3 Oscar nominees in this movie. But can you guess who won? No hates to Lupita. I really love her. I think she's an amazing actress. But I've seen some of the other films that got nominated too, and but let me not speak, what do I know? Inglorious Bastards, won't say too much, but this is so far my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. Can't say more than this film is like just really good. More Tarantino praise. That opening scene was just really well done. This film came out like 2 decades ago, so I'm bothered trying to describe it. The entire butterfly effect in Tarantino fashion, then the confrontation of fate after everything. Gotta say that scene after like Michael Fassbender's character messes up and they massacre everybody, like wouldn't they have just like cleared the room a little bit? I guess they didn't have time and they were rushing and stuff, but still a little bit of precaution. And that whole Italian scene is just living rent free in my head. That was just pure comedic gold. Also, Daniel Brühl is in this film. I probably didn't get his name right, but gosh, just leave her, man. She didn't want you. And also, that girl got what she deserved. Speaking of Quentin Tarantino, I finally watched Kill Bill from beginning to end, and gosh, I didn't like Volume 1, but I'm gonna start off by praising it. The first 20-30 minutes is really good. The opening fight sequence between her and the black lady, superb. One of the best fight sequences in the entire double feature. And also Lucy Liu, tremendous in this film. I loved her. She got a lot of scenes in this compared to the other side characters, maybe apart from Bill, even compared to Bill. But also loved the black and white silhouette fight sequences that really helped to hide my main flaw with this film, which was the fight sequences that didn't involve Lucy Liu or that black lady. Just felt like a glorified R-rated Spy Kids film. This movie also had these weird sound effects. Is that where they like originated from, like Kill Bill? My other problem this film had was that it just went from point A to point B with no major story carrying it. It felt like Quentin Tarantino just wanted to make an action film. But yeah, Volume 2 fixed that problem, which is why I prefer Volume 2 to Volume 1. It had a way better story and not as good action sequences. I don't know why we couldn't get both, but it had the caravan scene, which was amazing in its own right. It also had that final act where Beatrix Kiddo, but no way did they censor her name throughout that film just for her to be called Beatrix Kiddo. But yeah, that final act where she confronts Bill was just my favorite part of the movie, and it obviously had to end with a callback without doing that snake death whatever. And obviously we need Kill Bill 3. Come on, Quentin Tarantino, you can't do this to us, man. Just do 11 films. Do 11 films and give us Kill Bill 3. Then went back to back with Ryan Gosling because Barbie, and I really need to get time to watch that film. But yeah, I started with First Man, Damien Chazelle. I really need to watch La La Land. First Man, this was a marvel to watch. It's a really beautiful film. I watched it on my tablet on an airport. My tablet is really good, but it just didn't do this film any justice. Even though, you know, the moon landings were fake, they really did a good job in depicting what could have happened. But I really appreciate this film. And also there was this funny scene like a physics class. Then I watched Drive. Bro, this movie is so slow. Like, I really liked it, but why is Ryan Gosling moving like that? And it's pretty ironic for a guy that drives really fast. And there's this one elevator scene, like, bro, that is not happening in real life. But besides that, this film feels like a straight to DVD film. Like, it feels not even like budget wise, because it feels cheap, but like it feels small cheap, you know. It also reminds me of Baby Driver, and Baby Driver was a good film, and I compare everything with Baby Driver, but this film was good, but it was just super slow. The film wasn't even slow, it was just Ryan Gosling that was slow. But yeah, then obviously I watched Mission Impossible. I have an entire separate video on that. See, I even forgot I watched this film, but I loved it. That doesn't mean anything. I actually like this film. One of my favorite Mission Impossible films so far. Yeah, that's it. Finally got to watch Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Gosh, this film is amazing. I couldn't watch it earlier because like language and stuff, but I finally got the chance to watch it now. And after watching it, it was the hype didn't reach my expectations, but this film was like you don't even need me to tell you, this film was good. Somehow I avoided all the spoilers. I do not know how I did that, and it just made me enjoy this film even way more. Some things I enjoyed were like Jack Horner just being a maniac. I love how the Shrek verse, whatever, just take all these iconic nursery rhyme characters and like fairy tale stories and just take the spiff on them. The interaction between him and the cricket was just so funny, and I love the fact that they didn't even like make him change or make him console or make him like think that, oh, my actions are bad. They just killed him basically. Another thing I loved was the Florence Pugh, not Florence Pugh. Yeah, Florence Pugh was in it. I love Florence Pugh. You know, another thing I loved was the whole Goldilocks and Three Bears part of the movie. I know it's something the film could have done without, but I like the fact that it was there, and obviously Florence Pugh. But this film was just like a 10 out of 10 experience, really nice, never a boring moment for me, and kept me entertained throughout. Speaking of Florence Pugh, the final film I watched this month was Oppenheimer, and this video is just already super long, so I'll keep this as short as I possibly can. This was just a masterpiece, a cinematic gem. Cillian Murphy, amazing. You've heard that a billion times. My personal favorite character besides him was Emily Blunt. I've not seen a lot of hype around her character and her acting, but she was great in this film. Because of time, I'm just going to talk about my favorite scene in this film. It was this little interaction before that big speech, not the big speech, but before the speech that Oppenheimer gives. It's just a quick scene when they're like unloading the atomic bomb to bomb Hiroshima. You can just see him like trying to talk to the soldier doing it, and it's like the soldier just responds to him that you've done your job, we'll take it from here. You could just see the pain and dread in his face. He spent like years trying to do this, his life work. He knew it was going to be for like a bad thing, obviously, but like that's when the realization just hit, and that was just, and he makes the thing he feels in that speech even speak louder for me. He made it speak super loud for me, and it was just A1 acting from Cillian Murphy. And see, this guy deserves an Oscar for this film. I really wanted to drop an individual video about this movie, but I was just lazy. But this film is a masterpiece. See, I don't know if it will be my movie of the year because I just cannot see myself going back to watch this film unless I go to the cinema to watch it. But this film was good, and if you have not watched this film, go and watch it. It's so good. And finally, for TV shows, I'm finally going to stop talking about The Sopranos because I finished it finally. I'm never going to bother trying to even say anything again apart from what the hell was that ending. And then I watched season 1 of Rob, and bro, I did not know this was like leaning to like true life. Even though Julius Caesar was like thought to be a bad person, I thought everybody loved. Oh yeah, obviously, even if you're the best person in the world, some people still hate you. But like, he did some sketchy stuff, let's be honest. But his death shocked me, honestly. Like, I thought when they were plotting against him, I thought they were all just like chicken out and not do it. But gosh, they all really went all in for him. That didn't shock me. I thought it was even fake until I just read about it quickly, you know, quick YouTube video. But yeah, that didn't shock me. And I feel like this thing should have also been a limited series. I don't think it needed a season 2. I'm currently watching season 2 and I might not finish it because I'm not really enjoying it as much as season 1. But season 1 was really good. Then I finished Secret Invasion, and boy, did they drop the ball with this one. It was so bad towards the end. Like last month, I was like liking the first 2 episodes, thought it would build up on that and just get better, but yeah, it didn't. I just hate the fact that it turned into this whole save the world fiasco. Like Disney, look at your good MCU shows, WandaVision, Loki, Falcon, even Hawkeye that I loved. That was like one of my favorites. All of these have higher stakes, but it usually like takes care of a more grounded little story. And I really just wanted Emilia Clarke and that other black dude to just die, because now there's literally someone in this universe that has the power of all the Avengers and Thanos. Like, that doesn't even make sense at this point. You know, anyhow, whatever they want to do, they should just kill this franchise to the ground. And finally, I watched the Invincible special, Atom Eve. This thing shocked me when I just saw it released. I was like so giddy because I woke up and I was like on Twitter and I saw it. So I was happy and I watched it immediately, no wasting time. And now, if I wasn't excited for Invincible before, I definitely am right now. Atom Eve was a character I loved in season 1, and I'm happy she got her origin story. And this was actually very like, at the end of everything, it was really sad and depressing. Especially like, even in the start when like her dad and her parents, even her mom wasn't putting in the effort a bit, but her dad was just awful. Like, her parents didn't know that she was adopted though, so unless there was something we missed in it. But why are they treating her like that? But yeah, it was also a really good TV show, and she also fought Kill Cannon when she got her name and everything. Like, they used that guy to just set up the origin for themselves, like the poor dude, man. And I also love like the end where they put that, where was Mark Grayson in all of this? Like, gosh, it just makes me so happy for season 2 of Invincible. I cannot just wait. So yeah, that's everything I watched for the month of July. This video is not really the best, I don't know. I traveled, I'm in a different place, Wi-Fi is horrible, even the recording situation not the best, and just bear with me. But yeah, everything I watched for July. I want to know what you watched in July. Tell me what you thought about Barbie, because I'm very reluctant to watch that film. But yeah, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.